I don't know why it's... Well, I guess we're here now, and we're live, and the intro didn't play, so hey, whatever. Technical difficulties. It's a Sunday morning. Who cares? Right now, we have to play this video because Dave's not here, man.
Where's Dave?
And it's not playing
Dave's
sound.
not here.
So I have no idea why, and my chair just went down. Oh, it's playing.
Who? Dave, man, open up. Dave? Yeah, Dave, come on, man, open up. Dave's not here. No, man, I ain't Dave, man. Hey, come on, man. Who is it? It's Dave, man. When you open up, I gotta stop. Who? Dave, man, open up. Dave? Yeah, Dave. Dave's not here. No, man, I am Dave, man. Come on. Open up the door, will you? I gotta stop with me. I think the cops saw me. Who is it? Come, open up the door, it's Dave. Who? Dave. D-A-V-E. Open up the door. Dave? Yeah, Dave. Dave? Dave. Who? D-A-V-E. Dave's not here.
Anyhow, that's awesome. I love that video. And it cracks me up when Dave's not here so we can play it. So, let me see. Today we're talking with Lynn. She is a cosplayer. She playing more videos apparently. What? Autoplay on YouTube. Gotta love it. Anyways, most famous in our group is she did a cover for Dave Tomasi's Rogue. And
Yes.
It was pretty cool.
Well, thank you.
So how was that doing that? Have you ever done a cover before for anything?
I haven't. Well, not. I've been modeling for like 13 years, and I have been in a few magazines before, but I've never been asked to like do a cover, or like especially not a comic cover. And so when I got hit up by Dave and he was like, hey, pretty much like, would you be interested in doing a cosplay for the cover of this comic book that I am putting together? And he sent me like this, the script and everything, his drafts, and I read through everything and I was like, ooh, this is really cool. Yeah. And he was even asking me, he was like, how much? And I'm like, whoa, hold on, what? Well, all I really, I guess, would ask from you is just help me get the pieces, and that's it. That's all I'm asking for. So he did. He's really chill, really easy to work with, and I put everything together and I shot the pictures, sent them back, and boom.
Nice. Yeah, he when I met him, I was doing reviews pretty regularly, and he sent me the script, and I read 3 pages and said, I don't want to read no more until I get the book. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what other kind of stuff have you done?
Oh wow. Like, as far as cosplay goes, man, I've done so many different things, but nothing quite like being on a cover or anything like that. I mostly just kind of do my shoots, and it's mostly just for me. And I guess like it's the magazine stuff that I've done. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even really remember like all the the names of the magazines I've done, because it was like kind of like a small thing, and I don't know, this might sound kind of weird, but I'm like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I don't know. I'm not saying I didn't want to do it. I did it and it was fun. And, I've been asked, hey, can I, by the photographer, hey, can I submit this to this magazine? I'm like, heck yeah. But I'm also not like, oh my God, everybody, hey, look, I'm in a magazine. I've just been like, okay, it's there and whatever.
That's cool. I scrolled through your Twitter and I seen some of your stuff. I play Warhammer and I play orcs. So when I saw your orc cosplay, I was like, that's dope. That was really cool. So
that was probably one of my most favorite cosplays that I've done. So yeah. Thanks.
Nice. People don't listen. My daughter's texting me on Facebook. I'm like, I'm live streaming. Could you just wait like a little while? Anyways, so let's see what else. I'm not really prepared for this.
I don't think any of us are.
Right. It's a learning experience for sure. It's been kind of interesting. Last week we had to we winged the whole show last week. It was great. Let's see. Oh, that's right. You have pets.
Yes, you might be able to hear the water bottle lullaby. It's I got my big huge guy over there. He's drinking from the water. I have rats. I have 5 rats. I also have some other kind of crazy stuff. And I have 2 cats as well. But I've got a tarantula and...
You have cats and rats? And they get along?
Well, my cats and my rats are in like separate... like they're pretty much kept separate. I don't really let them go near each other. I have one cat that he is so like he's very weird. I actually don't think that he would try to attack my rats. I think he's kind of afraid of them. I actually think that both of my cats are a little bit afraid of them, but I got one cat that I don't trust and one cat that I'm like, oh, he's not going to do anything. He's just curious because he's sniffed them before and then has been like, nope, I gotta go. Like I have a video of one of my rats that he is no longer with us. He crossed the Rainbow Bridge, but I had him running around in this little room here, and one of my cats came in and he saw him running around. He just kind of like stopped and looked, and my rat walked up to him, and the cat just like was like, oh God, no, I gotta go. I gotta leave. And my poor big, like my other cat, he's really big. Like I weighed him the other day because I'm like, I'm curious to know how much does this cat weigh? He's huge. He's 17 pounds and yeah, he's really big, but he's also a big baby. And he was standing next to me one time and well, he had his tail up against the cage and one of my rats came up and tried to take a chomp out of his tail. And when that happened, he bolted out of the room like crazy. So I'm actually like, I still, even though I don't really trust him around the rats, I'm actually a little bit worried that my rats will attack the cats. Because I mean, I'm telling you, I've got a rat that is huge. I mean, he is really large. I would grab him right now, but he just went back into his little house, and if I grab him, he's going to yell at me.
We got dogs here. We got a couple cats. I have 3 dogs, and one of them does not get along with anybody. So he's by himself most of the time.
Aww.
Yeah, but he likes it. It's crazy. He's got his own bedroom, which is my room. He's just taking over it. Yeah, and he's spoiled. He's got a bed. He's got toys and everything, and he just lounges in there all day. And then when he goes outside and then he comes back in the house, he goes right back to the bedroom and he sits there by the door like, you gonna let me in my room?
Yeah, that sounds a lot like the dog that I used to have. She's with my parents right now. But she's a Basenji. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that breed of dog, but they're a really old breed of dog. I think from like somewhere in Central Africa, and they're really cute. They're not tiny, but they're not big dogs either. And this dog, she's really weird. She doesn't really like a lot of people that much. She's very shy and skittish, but she really doesn't like other dogs, and she doesn't really like anything. And all she does is just kind of lay on my parents' bed or in like my mom's little like office space or my dad's little office space too. And that's all she does is just kind of like she's old too though. So
it's a dog's life.
Yeah.
So when we got our first dog, it was a pug beagle.
Oh.
And then my wife's like, he needs a friend. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. Yes, he does.
Oh man, wives be saying that. That's why I have 2 cats.
So we went and got us another puppy, and it was a female. And the people that we got it from said, oh, she won't get too big. She's a medium-sized dog. And I'm like, okay. It's a Shar-Pei Pit. This damn thing is huge.
Yeah.
And then they decided they wanted to have puppies. So we ended up keeping 2 puppies from the litters. And our male, the puggle, he passed a couple years back. But so now we have mom and we have the 2, one from each litter.
Oh.
And so the puppies though, they're about that size. They're they're not small and they're not big. You definitely could have them on your lap, but you wouldn't want them there for very long.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're complete opposites. Mickey will give you hugs. Literally, it's the cutest thing in the world. You say, give me a hug, and he jumps up and wraps his paws around you.
Oh.
If you broke into my house, he would show you where everything is and then beg for a treat.
No.
Then we have Diesel, who's the one who stays in his own room. If you broke into my house, he would eat you. So it's very odd. But did you, Chris, did you get a hold of Dave?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to. I apologize for that.
No worries. We come into this knowing that him and Elon were going to be hit and miss sometimes because of the time. You know how hard it is to get 4 people on the same schedule?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah. Yeah, when we don't all live in the same area. So, yeah, I get that.
I'm a filmmaker, so it's damn near impossible. Like, it never happens. So,
Chris, you're out in Cali, right?
No, I'm from California. I live in Kentucky now.
Okay. And I think I know that Dave's fiance is in Cali, right? Or something like that. I don't know, but we're all 4 spread across the U.S. So
yeah, I think he's in New Jersey right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I think he was saying too.
She might be from California. I'm not really sure.
I don't even know where Elon's from.
Elon's in Southern California.
Oh, okay, so there you go. So we got all the time zones covered.
Yeah. The fact that we even agreed to try to do something like this is we should just get one of those participation trophies they give out all the time.
Right.
An achievement.
Right. Okay, so I guess next question up. What do you got coming up? You got anything planned?
So I'm hoping the same photographer that I shot the orc with, like with the rain and stuff in the background, he's like my favorite because his studio is amazing. But I'm hoping to start working with him again soon because I worked with him. Gosh, I can't remember if I worked with him last year or if it was the year before that I saw him last. But anyway, I'm hoping to work with him again sometime soon because I'm planning on doing like gender bent reptile from Mortal Kombat. Like I've already got the costume together. I even have like a prosthetic like nose, like a little reptilian nose thing, and I'm gonna, put on like the special effects makeup and do scales and stuff like that because I'm going for a more reptilian look, not really just like completely human. And I'd like to, because I've been wanting to do Melina as well for a long time, and I'm about to be getting an outfit for her together, and I would like to possibly bring the two of those together to the same shoot, because I think, you know, with that setup and everything that this photographer has is absolutely amazing. I mean, he's got like the mist, and then he also has like a waterfall thing too, where like all the water, like just it's kind of hard for me to explain. I have pictures of it though,
So
but it's
actual,
really cool.
It's actual running water, not just a green
Yeah.
screen.
Right, it's actual water.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty cool.
yeah, the lighting and everything that he has is it's amazing. I have not seen, because I've been doing modeling for 13 years, and I have yet to see somebody's setup that's like his. And don't get me wrong, the other photographers that I work with, I've worked with some really good photographers and people that I trust, and that I will continue to work with them. But I'm telling you, this one guy with the setup that he has, I'm like, we gotta keep working together, because
cool.
you get some amazing stuff.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
I got a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For Lynn, if that's I'm curious how you got into this. I wasn't sure if that was covered before or not. But what sparked you to want to like bring these characters to life, like yourself personally? Is it the crafting, or is it the love of the characters? I'm probably sure it's probably both, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. And there's also things that I put together in my head, like original stuff, like with the orc, because the orc wasn't really like a specific character. It was just something like, I just want to do an orc. I just want to put something together and do it and shoot it and boom.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I really like about cosplay, is that you can have a lot of creative freedom. And I used to do more, I guess, like common established characters, but I've started kind of shifting away from that a little bit, not altogether, because again, there are characters that I want to do that are already established and fairly well known that I want to do, like Reptile and Melina from Mortal Kombat. But I'm starting to embrace the, I don't know, I guess your original characters kind of thing, because in those areas, I feel like I have the most creative freedom. I can do literally anything that I want, and it's just my own creation. And that's one of the things that I really like about doing that. But I like I like putting things together, but I also like seeing how everything turns out and just, you know, going, hey, I did that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, you sound just like every creator out there, doing it for the right reasons, doing it because you're passionate, doing it because you like the end result, you like going through the process, and you like just original stuff. That's cool. Like we talked before, so I knew that you were passionate about it. I've seen your work before, and I was just like, I mean, how does somebody get into that? Like, I love the whole building aspect of it. I used to, when I was a teacher, I didn't know it was cosplaying, but I guess like I would build a bat suit every year, and I would like upgrade my bat suit for Halloween. And I kind of fell in love with that part. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, I really wish I could do more cosplay, but I'm just so damn insecure. Like, so
no, I understand that, because in the beginning I was very insecure. Well, I had a lot of other things going on too. You know, with just my confidence and with anything in general, not just cosplay, but just in life. And I had a lot of depression. I still have my battles, but I've done a lot of things, and I've learned a lot of things in life that have helped me kind of make it so that it doesn't completely take over my life. But yeah, I understand the feeling of just not feeling super confident with that, because it's a character especially if it's, you know, like something like Batman. I love Batman.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you know, this character's so awesome, but I don't know if I can do him justice. Like, is it going to turn out right? Can I be a
All
good
right,
Batman?
I'm a tall, thin guy, so like I had to add armor if I wanted to be intimidating, and I had to like learn ways of crafting and stuff like that. But one of the things I liked about it is like I could pull it off because I had a mask on. I feel like a 12-year-old kid saying this shit, but like, I spent the most money on the cowl. I wanted a movie accurate cowl so bad, like to build my confidence, because in that fucking cowl I legit felt like Batman. Maybe below I was like dollar store Batman, but above the neck, man, I was Batman.
I'm just gonna say right now, Chris, we need pics.
Yeah,
I got pics.
I'd love to.
I
I would love to see it.
I don't have them on this phone necessarily, but I have them, so I have pics. I'll share them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome. And when you're saying, with the cowl, and I kind of think that's actually how Batman feels. Is that with that cowl on, he's like, I'm Batman. Without this cowl on,
yeah, it sounds.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
But
right, and the best Batman can't move his head when he has the cowl on. He's gonna move his whole body.
Right, he's
that problem. Very cheaply, but I solved that problem. But I would take the cowl off, right? And by the way, props to you, because wearing that stuff is hot, and they don't tell you that you think you can handle it. You have to stay hydrated. But I'm peeling layers off all day long with this bat suit. But I would take the helmet off, because it kind of fit like a helmet. But I would take the cowl off and I put on a kid's head, man, and you just watch them in their eyeballs turn into Batman. It was just so cool. I used to walk around telling people, I'm not the Batman you deserve, but I'm definitely the one you can afford. So like, here we go. Like, I was, Lincoln, the Lincoln Batman is what they call me. Lincoln Elementary School.
We got a cosplay group here where I live, and they do all the superheroes, and they do these events for kids all the time, and it's really cool.
Man, I would love to do something like that.
Yeah. We even have we have one of those hospitals. I'm gonna totally ruin this because I can't remember the name of it. Those children's hospitals for the cancer kids. I can't remember what it's called, but
Shriners?
No, I can't remember, but they go down there like all the time and just hang out with the kids in full cosplay, and these kids just absolutely love it. So,
oh yeah, it's a great way to I don't know, like, even being a teacher is a great way to interact with the kids and become a great role model. But when they start calling you Mr. Batman and not your name, you had a problem. And that was, I was in a disenfranchised little town with drug and alcohol problems. A lot of these kids grew up raised by their uncles or their aunts or their mamaws and papaws, not their parents, because they're on drugs or in jail. And for a lot of them, I was the only positive male role model they see, because there's only 3 males in the whole building.
Oh, wow.
So I made it a conscious effort to like reach out to not just the kids I was working with in special ed, but like the whole school, because working with those kids, I had to go into other classrooms and other grade levels with my students. And, it was just like Mr. Batman, everybody. It was really cool. It was a cool atmosphere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Not to take thunder away from Lynn, because she does some way better shit. Wait till you see like my first Batman attempt. But I appreciate what these cosplayers do. At first, I kind of thought it was silly, but then I think, as a kid, I went to Star Trek conventions in full fucking Starfleet uniform, so I was cosplaying then too. Like, I think I'm a cosplayer. I've always been one. I'm just really shy. I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
There wasn't really quite a name for it at one point. Like, yeah, people put on costumes and went to these conventions and all that, but there wasn't really a name for it. And then I guess over time, people, it started becoming a thing, and it was like, okay, cosplay. And it's pretty interesting how it got pretty popular, because I also didn't realize how long it has actually has gone on, because I've seen pictures of people from the 60s going to like Star Trek conventions.
Oh yeah.
And people they made all that. They everything that they did, they made all that, and it's really cool because I actually saw some really impressive like costumes that these people have done way back then, and so yeah, it's actually gone on quite a bit longer than I've thought, but I guess it didn't really start to kick off until I don't know, when was it, like maybe 15 years ago or something. I don't know. I can't really remember. I just know that
I don't remember it from when I was when I was a kid. I don't remember cosplay being a thing. It wasn't until after school, then all of a sudden it was like
Right.
it started being a thing. And,
right.
Well, I remember dressing up for cons and stuff because I did it with my friends, you know. But like my friend Daniel would go one further, and like he would like give us like we would actually play characters. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm in the biggest con for Star Trek, which is the San Francisco one, because that's where Starfleet, you know, is in the world of Star Trek. And we're like all of us, like there's like 4 or 5 of us, and we're all in uniforms, and we are all playing characters, and we didn't even know we didn't even know what it was. We didn't say we're going to be doing this. We just always did this. Like
It just
we would go to
happened.
his house and we would play out in episodes and shit, and we create characters, and we would go in full like role and full characters. Like I was, you know, the security officer, and I couldn't break character even when I was meeting like Jonathan Frakes and shit, and Patrick Stewart as a kid. I couldn't break character. I called
That would be
captain and
crazy.
commander and shit. I'm not kidding. I really wish there was cell phones back then so I could show
Right?
you guys this. It was the best though. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I'm not even shy about that. But yeah.
We've only got 2 conventions in my state that I know of, and I didn't even know of them until probably 5 or 6 years ago. So it's crazy. Like I know that Motor City Comic-Con's been around for a while, but I hadn't even heard of it until a couple years ago. And then there's the Lansing one at the Lansing Center, and I heard about that one probably when it first started, but that's because I live here in Lansing, so you know it was everywhere. they advertised it everywhere, but the Motor City Comic-Con, I didn't even get it, didn't even realize that was a thing, and then even when I did, I was like, okay, so it's a convention, but how big could it really be? It's in Detroit, right? And then I was watching Professionals, I think it was, and Billy Tucci was on there, and he was talking about going, and I'm like, what? Like Billy Tucci's going to be at a convention that's like 4 hours from my house? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go to that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get my She #1 signed this year.
Nice.
Be kind of cool. But yeah, it's pretty cool though that all this stuff is a thing now. I have a novel that I wrote, and my cover model is a cosplayer. And the only reason that I even paid attention, we was in a creators group on Facebook, and she started posting these how-to videos of her costumes and stuff. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Like going through, and the first cosplay I ever seen of hers was a Draenei from World of Warcraft.
Nice.
And wow. I'm like, you made this whole costume, and it was impressive. So that kind of got my attention onto cosplay. So whenever I see a new cosplayer and I look at their stuff and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, I start following them and pay attention. You know, and that's what happened with you, Lynn, when Dave was like, check this out, I got Lynn to do a cover. This is a cosplay cover, and I was like, she actually really has the same body type that
Right, no, it was perfect.
Rogue. I was
Dave
like,
hit
that's
a home run with
insane.
that. Right.
I'm like, wow. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. And so I've been paying attention since then. And so then when he was like, we should get her on the show, I was like, yes, we should. That would be cool to be able to have you on and talk about all this stuff with you. So
well, I appreciate you letting me have this opportunity.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So, Chris, are we going to talk news?
Yeah, why not? Why not talk some news?
I got one article that I earmarked, and it was the whole Elon Musk to back Gina Carano or
Gina Carano, that's where your mind's at.
Corona.
It's 5
Freudian
o'clock
slip,
somewhere.
fella.
But to back her for suing Disney, I thought that was interesting. I know that there's some people out there that are saying that they think that Elon Musk should buy Disney as well. I don't know.
How much money do they really think this guy has? Do they understand?
Apparently
that, like,
more than anybody else. So.
He's rich on paper. Like, this poor dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, with Marvel buying I just don't think anybody needs to be buying Disney anyway. Quit. It's just, I don't know. It's a train wreck, and it's going to keep being a train wreck, I think. So, I don't even really pay attention to too much of what Disney's doing, because half the shit that they put out, I'm not interested in anyway. I mean, it's a bunch of garbage, in my opinion.
For real.
There's been like a few things here and there that it's still not really my cup of tea, but I'm like, okay, this has the potential to at least still be of substance. But yeah, for the most part, like a lot of Disney stuff, I don't pay much attention
For me,
to it.
I watch Disney movies from the 90s.
Yeah, the older stuff.
Yeah, I like them. They entertain. But the stuff they're putting out now is just, I know some of it is just like rehashing the same old stories.
Yes.
And it's like,
I can get behind not all of them, but Pixar, because Disney owns Pixar, Pixar movies, in my opinion, there's a lot of them I like. So when they put some of those out, I don't feel like, here we go again. But other than that, a lot of other stuff, I'm just like, if I want Disney, I'll just go back and watch the older stuff. Especially like I am all about, because I grew up on it, but I am all about like the completely classic Disney, old Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy cartoons, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And for
Blackbeard.
During Halloween, I always watched the Disney's Legend of Sleepy Hollow with Bing Crosby doing the narration. I also love that art style too. Like the old Disney animation. I just love that. There's something just kind of heartwarming to me about it. And I don't know, I will keep that in my heart forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of their live actions from back then too, like Flubber. The original. That was an awesome movie.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that movie.
But the 90s Disney movies with for kids, they just have a different feel to them than they do with these movies. They're just not going to make the Mighty Ducks anymore. They're not going to make God, I'm thinking of all the sports ones for some reason, because
Mighty Ducks was my first introduction to art. I was I had a class in high school, and we produced a magazine quarterly. And the very first magazine was my art on the cover, and it was I took the Mighty Ducks hockey mask and put our mascot's helmet on it for our school, and that was the cover. So cool. I love Mighty Ducks.
And
yeah, but that's my Disney in my head.
Yeah.
But as far as how like this all comes up to Gina Carano, it's just I mean, it's just been a nightmare. Like, it's ridiculous. And if she's trying to get some kind of retribution, then that's great. I mean, not to get too political, but a lot of the things that she was saying, and then with the way some of the people are acting in this country about a certain Middle Eastern country, and it's okay to like hate that. It's just like there's so much hypocrisy going on that it's like, even if somebody's in the right, like they're not in the right for the right reasons. It's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy. But if she's gonna get some justice, then I'm all for it, because She deserves
See,
it, in my
from
opinion.
what I understand, she's only going after what they owe her for what they had already promised her. She's not trying to sink Disney. She just wants what she's owed, which I
and
thought
that's
was
the
pretty
best way to
cool.
handle it.
And and they did her pretty dirty. I haven't done any kind of deep dive into it, but I've seen some people pick apart the lawsuit and talk about it and stuff, and it looks like they did her pretty dirty. And the fact that she's like over here going, I just want what I'm owed, and that's it. Like that's enough to make me be on her side, because it doesn't sound like it's a cash grab or anything like that. It sounds like she's just saying, pay me what you owe me, and then we're good.
I don't have much opinion on it, because like it's just like not something I pay much attention to, and I'm over here just like, all right, whatever. Just a bunch of suits.
Yep.
Like just fucking like, I don't know. It's just like when people talk about like a celebrity couple breaking up. Oh my god, they broke up. I'm like, I don't care.
Like,
my life is gonna keep going on, and
like all this news about Taylor Swift and her football boyfriend. Like, who cares?
I don't give a fuck about that either.
Right?
Like
I don't care. Like it's what it is. She got a boyfriend. I'm more interested in the fact that when you put them two side by side, you're like, she dated him? Really? I mean, he's got this like, he's like a foot taller than her. At least in the picture I saw, the last one I saw, he looks like he's like a foot taller than her, and he's got this total like 40-year-old dad bod going on. And then there's Taylor Swift. I'm like, it's just weird. I'm like, how did they meet? I even brought that up to my wife. My wife is a big Swiftie, so I said, how in the hell did they actually even interact with each other or meet? She goes, they met through a friend of a friend at some kind of like friends get together. And I'm like, because that's got to be the most awkward thing in the world.
Dude, who wants, like, all things aside, who wants to be Taylor Swift's next ex-boyfriend?
Right, that's a lot of that going around.
But like, I'm here for it. Like, I've been like, celebrity culture. I get caught up in it myself. But over time, I just think that it, as I have in my background, I've worked with some celebrities. I've worked with people who think they're fucking celebrities. They're the worst. Right. I've worked with people who want to be celebrities, which are almost as bad as the people who think they are.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: in my heart, like celebrities, like the amount of actual, like when you get into the creative arts and actually meet creative people, and then you wonder why we're giving all of our attention to people who don't like you, don't care about you, make more money than you, don't live in the world you live in, and forgot where they came from. Most of them come from the Midwest, by the way. There are very, very few Hollywood natural-born pricks that are born in LA. And those ones, like the Barrymores and stuff like that, those are generational families, been there since the 40s and shit, 30s and 40s. But like, you got to understand, like, we're kissing these people's ass who would not even fucking, they don't care about you, they don't care about your values.
Right.
And we're sitting here, we're holding on to everything these people say, who most of them didn't get past high school. Let's just say not everyone is Mian Bialik, who has a goddamn doctorate, excuse my French. But not all of them are going to NYU fucking film school and shit. Okay, a lot of them are fucking dropouts who live in a fucking bubble, and we're over here living paycheck to fucking paycheck, going to fucking Dairy Queen, thinking that's a goddamn treat. And these celebrities are telling us about our damn carbon footprint. And they're like, yeah, carbon footprint. I'm like, hey, Jesus, what the hell, bro? They don't live in the same world as you, and we give so much attention to it. Rant over.
Every time I go,
like,
I go anywhere, I'm like, do I got a coupon for that? Like, seriously?
I have to do, every time I go shopping, I have to do math. Okay.
Yep.
And these celebrities don't. Like, I support them to a point. Like, I don't care what they say. It's like the basketball meme. You ever seen them? I forget what it said. Shut up and just dribble the ball. Like, yeah, be quiet and just play Batman. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of
my
them.
shitty existence, and don't remind me how great yours is. Be quiet.
There's a lot of them that
say shit.
That
you
put
don't
out
hear
videos.
him say a damn thing.
There's a lot of them that put out videos on health, and me and my wife have been trying to eat healthy, And then we get these recipes. We're like, oh, this looks really good. It sounds really good. It's really healthy. And then you price out the ingredients. You're like, $60 for a dinner? What? No.
That's one of the things that's kind of, well, it's not kind of, it's very crazy to me, is that at least in the United States, it's freaking backwards. It's like the food that is affordable, that's cheap, is the stuff that's terrible for you.
Right.
And then if you want to live a more healthy lifestyle and eat cleaner food, you have to spend so much money. And that's what I do is I eat, with my fitness stuff, I have to eat a clean diet. I make things taste really good and stuff, but it's like I go to the grocery store, I even pick out the cheapest price stuff, and it still will run me practically $80 for just a few like whole food items. And I just think it's backwards. It's insane. And I remember somebody from Europe was saying, I don't understand how all these people are saying that, they're like healthy food is so expensive. And a lot of people were like, this is an American issue. Be thankful that where you live, you can afford to eat clean, and you don't have to worry about, can I pay this bill next, or do I have to, or can this money go towards food? And crazy.
We got groceries a couple days ago, and one of the things on our menu this week is BLTs with turkey, because I like it. But I was kind of blown away because it's off season for things like tomatoes. So for 5 tomatoes, and we're talking like smaller than a baseball, 5 tomatoes, it was $6. I was like, what? I'm like, this should not be this much for some tomatoes.
Right.
But if I went over to the frozen food aisle, I could have got a whole pizza with like 5 toppings on it for $5.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
It's insane.
That's asininely backwards.
Yep.
It is.
It don't make no sense. But if you go, like, there's videos where you can look at the ingredients on our American-made products that we ship over to Europe, and they're like, it's just like eggs, soy, sugar. But you read ours, it's like a encyclopedia of what the hell's in here. B98, soy trite, phytic nitrate. What the hell?
Right.
It's not
things that you can't even pronounce.
And then if you look at
shit out of us, but it doesn't. Like, Americans are like, no, because we care about Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Right.
That's
and if
why
you look
we're
at
in this mess.
If you look at the ingredients in like fast food stuff, they put sugar in everything because of how addictive it is.
Well, sugar's
their
in
bread, their
also
meat, everything.
Fructose corn syrup. It's. I
got lucky this year though, because my dad hunts, and I tried hunting once. Not really into killing animals. I'll eat an animal. I just can't kill them.
Right.
My dad calls me up and he's like, "Hey, you got any room in your freezer for some venison?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And he goes, "Do you?" I was like, "I'll make room for venison." He brought me a whole freaking deer. I was like,
whoa.
"Oh damn, I got meat for the next few months."
and you didn't have to buy anything.
Like,
no,
I mean, and killing animals, if you're gonna consume the meat and use their bodies and honor the dead, and it's for survival, it's a necessary part of life, I think. No matter, you can debate that all you want, but no, I'm right there with you. Like, a part of my family lives in rural Idaho, and they live off the grid. And we used to spend summers with them, and we'd have to go on hunts, and man, I'm like, I can't do it. Don't you dare put that gun in my hand. But even though I knew they use the antlers, they use everything.
That's good.
My family is beef cattle farmers. My family is beef cattle farmers, so I learned at a very young age you don't name your food. My dad was like, "You don't name your food because eventually it's going to be slaughtered." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, don't form an attachment.
Yeah, I'm like, if I had to, I could do it, and if I had to field dress a deer, I could do it. I was taught all that stuff as a kid, because the kind of family I grew up in, it was very rural, beef cattle, hunt, trap, fish, did all that stuff. But personally, going out on the weekend to kill a deer when one of my uncles is going to give me some venison, I don't need to do it. So I'm just not there.
Yeah, and I'm also not down for sport hunting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
nobody
no,
in my
that.
family.
See, yeah, I don't understand just killing just because it's fun.
You're a serial killer. In my opinion, if you do kill animals, you're a serial killer. You're a psychopathic serial killer with a fucking budget. That's what you are.
Right. And it's just like, if you're going to kill an animal as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Do not make it suffer. And use every bit, like you said, the antlers, the bones, everything. Use it. Put
the skin.
Make it have purpose. Not
My uncle once said something when we were sitting around the campfire, and for some reason they decided to talk about gun control. I don't know. I think they had too much beer in them because it really got into a deep discussion. But my uncle said this. He goes, "It is your right to have a fully, dressed out AR-15. But don't tell me you're using it for hunting, because every hunter knows that if you can't kill that animal with one shot, you don't pull the trigger. There's no reason to make an animal suffer. You're hunting.
I agree with
one
that.
shot. That's it. And that's how I was raised. That's how I was raised growing up when we did the hunting and all that. And they were teaching me and my brother. I have a brother who's a little over a year younger than me, so we ended up on a lot of the same trips. But they would teach us that. They're like, if you can't kill it with one shot, don't pull the trigger. And they would say there will be times where, things will happen in the moment and you'll have to track it. But if you are not 100% sure you got that shot, then don't take it. And I was like, okay. So now when people are like, oh, this is for hunting, I'm like, no, it's not. Don't lie. You want
don't lie.
Military dress the AR-15 because it looks cool. Okay, because I want one because it looks cool.
They don't got fucking thermal scopes on it with a fucking banana clip.
We're talking like bolt action with 3 rounds.
What are you hunting?
Right.
Right. What are you hunting? Xenomorphs?
But so it's a trip. Some of these things that people talk about and people do, and it's just like, it's like a lot of times you want to say, are you hearing the words coming out of your mouth? Because I am, and it don't make sense to me.
Just change your argument. I mean, technically, he's right. You can have a fully loaded thing, but don't say you're doing it for hunting. Just say because you can. Because
I can, and because it looks cool.
Just
check out my machine gun.
Right.
Because if you're just honest, I can take you a little bit more seriously.
Lynn, that's a great. No, that's just true. I say that all the time. I say I can. Like, we have EVS in the comic book sphere over here, Indie Comics, and I can respect him a little bit more, even though I don't agree with him. But at least he's upfront and honest about who he is.
Yep, he doesn't try to hide it.
I don't agree with it, but I can respect it.
Yeah. And that's where I stand. Is I'm pretty much just like a centrist on most things. Is just, I don't know, live and let live, and do. Like, I might not agree with certain things, but I guess as long as you're not going around
hurting people
and things, harassing people, whatever. I'm just like, live and let live. Just people are going to live their lives however they see fit. I'm going to live mine how I see fit. You going around and dictating other people's lives, it doesn't solve anything. It just makes you come off as a know-it-all. And most people when you come off like that, most people aren't going to follow what you say. So, I mean... No,
the only people who are going to follow you is people who are probably just as much of an asshole as you are.
The lemmings.
So you're only entertaining your inner circle of your little bubble with that crap. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree.
It's the lemmings. They like to follow somebody.
But that's how it's supposed to be in America. You're supposed to let's use like Larry Flint. I don't know if he's a porn dude, and like he went through all kinds of legal battles, and it was just like, okay, if you don't want to look at the magazine, don't fucking buy it. And then that's
right.
American. Like, I mean, it's not for everybody, but like, why can't we be a society where live and let, like you said, live and let live. Ignore it. You're not bothering me. Do your own thing. I don't agree with it, but go over there. You can still do that. That's what I
Right.
thought America was.
Yep, that's exactly.
Yeah.
it.
In individuality and your creative I'm a very expressive person, and I express myself with so many different things: hair, tattoos. I do, with my makeup, sometimes I'll do like very bold, dramatic. It's just part of my personality and how I convey myself. With my cosplays, with music I listen to. I mean, almost every aspect about me is self-expression. And I think that I should be allowed to do that, because I'm not harassing anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just me. I'm just living my little life, and it's okay if you don't agree with things that I'm doing. Just move on. That's all, because I see all kinds of things I don't like.
Exactly, but
But
you want to.
I'm not like,
Right, but
no,
you're not
you
trying to tear
can't
it
do
down
that.
for them. Right.
Yeah. And
All right.
that's another thing about like social media too. A lot of people will, it's like they go, you post something, and sure, I get it. Somebody's not going to always like something that you do. Just like, but then they have to like go out of their way to tell you, I don't like this. I'm like, well, obviously you're not my target audience then. And also, one of the things that is crazy to me is how many people, I don't think people understand how algorithms work. Because if you interact with something,
they don't.
it's going to start popping up in your feed more. So if you comment
Good, bad,
on my
or
picture,
right.
yeah, like if you comment on my picture or whatever that I posted, tell me how, I guess how horrible I look because I'm muscular. You're going to see a lot more of me now, simply because you interacted with my post.
Right.
So,
So
thanks for the engagement.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, like, thank you. You like, but they don't like, and it makes me wonder if some of them are just doing like, you bring out this word troll, and I think it gets overused with everybody, like the word hater. Like everyone thinks they have haters because they don't. I'm like, no, maybe some people have legitimate reasons not to like your shit, but hating is a different thing than saying a constructive criticism. Like, but yeah, it's like, yeah, you engage with it, it will be shown to you whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to explain it to. I got a buddy that's he's an extreme right wing guy, like extreme, and I'm like, you know why you keep seeing these posts and videos and articles? It's because that's what you look at. He's like, oh no, he goes, it's just the government spying on me. No, it's called an algorithm. It's a computer program. It's in there.
Tell them to do an experiment. Just tell them to start talking about Disney and see what the fuck happens in 2 weeks. See what his feed looks like. It's not going to be any political shit because there's hardly any on mine anymore either. I got away from it.
I was going to call him out because I thought he was going to be watching because he likes to watch, and then he likes to troll me when I'm streaming. So, but it doesn't look like he's here. He must be asleep. So,
is that fucking Dave?
Yeah, effing Dave.
Evan Dave. Yeah, Evan Dave. Not our buddy Dave Tomasi.
Yeah, not cool Dave.
Not cool Dave.
This guy, I've known him since middle school. He lives not far from me. It's where I go and play Warhammer at his house, and we hang out a lot. So I give him a lot of shit, and I like to get him going. He's the best thing about him. He is a big English guy. Like when it comes to the language. So if you misspell or do grammatical errors, he'll call you out on it like all the time.
Jesus.
No.
Even in text messages.
He's going to hit me, man, because I
misspell. Dude, I misspell half the stuff I type just because of it.
Me too. Oh, on purpose? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just to get him going.
I can actually I still don't correct people because it's still another one of those things that people just aren't gonna follow. Like people get offended by that really easy, and I don't understand how you would get offended by it's grammar, it's proper grammar. But I'm kind of like, oh, they used the incorrect there. but I still don't go
Oh.
out of my way to be like, hey, it's this there, because, well, I mean, I'm just like, they're probably still gonna keep doing that.
He's always saying stuff to me like, dude, you have the grammar of a retarded 4-year-old. Like, that's so mean.
Oh,
bro.
that's bull. Like,
Yeah, that's
I'm a
mean.
writer.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's mean. I would just be like, hey, bud, here's a
So,
few.
like you were saying there, your, no, I always use the wrong
Where,
version. when
like
I'm
the where's,
texting.
people get the where's
Yeah.
wrong too.
And the other day, I had to rewrite a whole message to him because he couldn't comprehend it because I used no punctuation. And he was like, "What the hell is this?"
If you really want to piss them off, don't use periods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'm guilty of that. I don't always put punctuations
I
in.
told him, I said, "Dude, we're text messaging. Stop being such a grammar Nazi." And he's like,
oh man, on Facebook I have to remind people I don't care. Like,
You
yeah,
know, it's
I know
funny.
I misspelled it. I don't. What am I supposed to do?
The funny thing is that because I'm a writer, he gives me a extra crap about it. I was like, "Yeah, but I have Grammarly."
Yeah,
It tells
I
me
have
when I screw
proofreaders
up.
and editors for a reason. Like, I
Yep,
don't worry
yep.
about that shit. I worry
Yep.
about getting the story out, which is hard enough. Like, give me a break.
Well, all right, we're coming up on our hour. Let's do this shill. I'm gonna throw yours up real quick. This is the book that Chris found that he said needs some more attention. So let's play the trailer, maybe.
Mhm.
All right.
Nice.
That looks pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
Tell us
looks
about
cool.
it. Are you still there, Chris? Did I lose you?
Oh no.
Technical difficulties.
Uh-oh. Looks like,
Oh, he just popped out.
Yeah.
Must be disconnected.
yeah. It's happened to me before. When I've been on a stream, I used to have some really big problems with the internet connection, and I'd always have to tell people, hey, I might disappear.
Are you back?
I apologize, guys. Yeah, I lost audio.
That's
Uh-oh.
weird. All right, well, tell us about this
All right, so
book.
where we at? I mean, okay, so I'll be frank. I don't know much about it. I've been looking to it a couple days because I interacted with this person on Twitter. They're very nice people, very cool guy. It's got werewolves in it. I dig the art. I think they're trying to do something really cool. It's their second book, and I also believe in supporting people just as much as as much as their art and their creativity. And to me, it's about how much of a good person you are. And this person and their team, they're really good people. So I think they deserve a little bit of a shout out and a little bit of eyeballs on their project. Like, I like werewolves. I get a
This
little bit
right
of
here.
Teen Wolf vibe. So
Yo, this right here. This is it right here. This is the key. For anybody who's watching and is interested but not sure, do this right here. It gives you both issues for $7 on a PDF, and then you can read the book and see if it's something you like. I do this all the time. I see something that looks cool, but I'm not 100% sold. I'll buy the digital copy, read it, and if it's good, then I'll go ahead and back the physical. So, that's a major thing that a lot of these indie creators aren't really. There's like two sides of the field. There's one that says, no, don't do digital, though, but people will pirate it. And then there's others that are like, do digital because it's, for A, it's pure profit for your campaign. And B, if somebody does pirate, that's just publicity, and there ain't no such thing as bad publicity. So,
And
yeah.
I'm all for supporting indie creators because that's where you get the most unique stuff.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, that looks. I love the art style.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it is definitely awesome. Even the colors are really good too.
Yeah, I dig that.
And
Oh,
like
look
I
at
said
this
before,
Mustang.
right?
It's a Mustang that's not a Mustang, right? I recognize that grill. Oh yeah, it looks pretty awesome, man. I'm definitely gonna see that it has that PDF tier. I'm gonna back that. You can't miss that, or you can't pass something like that up. You're getting 2 books on a that you can read for $7.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
Yeah, it's like
I have,
a lot of elements within this that are very cool. I felt like deserved a little bit of love. Even though we're still trying to grow our audience, I still thought it was worthy.
Yep. I found this book. Is it? No, I'm gonna have to. Gonna have to do this. I gotta play around with this week and get this stupid thing working right. I think we're gonna switch to OBS anyways because it's a lot better. But this is Jizadiah. It's a very much a samurai story. So let's watch this. Watch this trailer real quick. What?
Yeah, that looks cool as hell.
So I'm a little bit of a samurai nut. I like a lot of the Asian stuff like that.
Shit.
So when I caught that, I was like, "Ooh, this is awesome!"
Yeah, that looks dope.
Cool.
He's got a digital tier as well already. Like, is this showing my stuff? No, I'm not logging in. I already backed this book. Hey, the art's definitely pretty cool. I like this black and white. Like, I'm not usually typically a fan of black and white, but I think they did it really well on this one.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate for this theme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
like I was like, Lynn has a it looks if it's done for a great it's got great thematic tones to what the story is invoking. Black and white works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right.
So
This art style is really cool.
I was pretty excited when I saw it. I was like, this is awesome. I went to Fund My Comic to look for some IPs. It's kind of my go-to. I like what Luke does over there and all that. So it was pretty cool. And I was talking to him, and he's actually looking for a way. They're going to be updating their site soon that's going to bring IPs like this that haven't got enough eyes on them that deserve it to the front of the site. So I thought that was kind of cool. So wanted to give him a shout out for that. But this also another oddity about this book. I didn't know until I went to the website because he has his website linked. Let's see if it'll pop it up or if it's gonna. No, it's just sharing my screen. But he's got a website here, and then on the main page there, he wrote a little thank you letter. Apparently, Eric July tossed him some money to help him get his book back on track and funded. So the whole reason this book is even happening is because he was able to get the funds together to pay the artists and the editors and all that. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, so definitely other people have seen that it's deserving of some eyes on it. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting it. That's for sure.
If Eric July did it for good reasons, then yeah, that's a great play.
Yeah. And he's got a couple other IPs on his website, but it's right there on the Fund My Comic page is the link to it, and I do not have the links in the description, but when I post this video later, it'll have all the links and stuff on there. It'll have links to everybody's stuff. So there was that. But I think that's about it. And we're coming up we're past or over our hour, so I think we're gonna call it a good show. It was really good having you on, Lynn. Hope to see you back soon.
Yeah.
Nice to have you on again. Maybe next time we can actually get Dave to show up.
Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man. I'm telling you, the first time he said I'm not going to be able to make every show, instantly Dave's not here, man, came in my head. I'm like, I got to get a video clip of that to just throw out there when he's not around. I'm probably going to get in trouble for it because I keep playing published video, but
who cares?
Right? It's not like I'm trying to get monetized.
Yeah, it was really cool having you on, chatting with you about stuff, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it, and I guess until next time, I'll see you all on the flip side.
All right. Sounds great.